Hey, Clint here. Welcome to the first video of the 52 videos. Now, I want to set you up for success. So in this video, we're going to be talking about a really powerful principle, which for me underpins a lot of management and leadership. And it is obtain distance or detach yourself. In our bonus video, we talked about what got you here won't get you there. And you need to identify some things that you need to stop doing. As a high performer, as a sales gun, as a technical expert, as a really good subject matter expert, you got promoted because your skills, knowledge, and experience have got to a certain level. And then they said, right, well, we need you to now manage everything because you got promoted because you're so good at it. Now, as a manager now, you're responsible for other people, and other people's work will give you your results and the results of your team. So I want to start with obtain distance. And there are two different types. You need to obtain physical distance, and then you need to obtain psychological distance. And those are really two key important components. I'll talk about the psychological distance in the next video. But by obtaining distance, you are going to get a better result. You're going to have less pressure on yourself to come up with all the solutions all the time. You won't walk around with all the weight of the world on your shoulders, and you're going to empower your teams to do more work and feel better about that because they feel empowered. Now, in the military, I spent 12 years in there, and we got trained over and over and over again. Whether we are leading our teams into battle in serious situations, whether we're expedition planning, out on exercises in the field, we used to get drilled into us, session after session after session, is this concept of obtaining distance. You do not have to be the chief problem solver of all the problems that are out there. What your job is now is to take all the best ideas from everybody in the group, synthesize it into the team's plan, and then execute on that one. And by physically stepping back out of the situation, it gives you a bigger, better perspective in which you can see everyone in the group interacting, and it gives you a little bit of psychological chill out time to go, whew, this is a really big problem. I don't even know how I'm going to do it. So it's going to give you a bit of a breather. Now, whether you do this in your daily whips or whether you've got team meetings that happen, what I want you to do now, leaving this video for the next week, is obtain distance, stand back, step back. What does it look like in practicality? I'll do it on my whiteboard. So you're in your team huddle and you're focused on what the problem is just here. And you're all in there, your heads are all focused on what you need to solve right now. That used to serve you at that level. Now you need to think in new different ways. So what I want you to do is take one step back to here. And now all of a sudden, instead of focusing just on this problem here and the immediacy around that, it gives you a better perspective in which to make decisions, to come up with new ideas, to solve the issues, challenges, and problems that may arise in the nature of your day-to-day business. Because now what you can do as an enabler, as someone who links the pieces, you can see everybody in the team. Now, maybe you've got an introvert over in the corner called Kenny, and you can see him in the distance, and you're thinking, wow, I think he's got something really valuable to add. Being an introvert, he's not going to be that one that's going to step up and say something. So what this does, it gives you the power to go, oh, hey, Kenny, I can see you're about to say something. Would you like to share that with the team? And what that's going to do is give him the self-confidence and give him the belief that, wow, I have got something to say. So you're actually giving him a lot of confidence, and he'll thank you for that, being an introvert, just as a general example. Maybe you've got another one over here, Maria, for example, and she's always the one going, yes, I know how to do it. I know how to do it. Now, what we need to do with her, again, we'll talk about this development plans, is to go, hey, thanks, Maria. We'll get to you in a second. I just want to hear from Kenny. And then you can go to Maria over here and go, hey, what's your idea? And then you can look around the team to see who's engaged and who isn't. All those really subtle eye movements and body postures that if you were too far in the detail, you wouldn't see. And you would be able now to start picking that up and go, oh, I tell you what, maybe you two need to go off and have a chat to discuss that a little bit further. Now, if you're thinking around board, team meetings in general, maybe it's around a boardroom, obviously social distance at the moment. And you are all sat there, maybe you're the head honcho, so you've got the top table there. Again, it is just a matter of rolling back your chair to give you a better insight, a bit of perspective. Ask the question as well. Ask the question, pose the question, silence, let other people speak. And then that, again, it's the same as that one. It's going to just empower people. You're going to get a better result. People are going to feel more engaged. Your engagement score is going to go up, and you're going to get a better solution from the problems. Now, how do we do this in a virtual environment? Pose the question and then stay silent and sit back. And I always say this to a lot of my clients, don't speak first. Because if you speak first, you're going to be the loser. Not that there's a win-lose thing, but you're not giving anyone the opportunity to speak. Maybe revolve it around and say, okay, we're going to have a bit of a breakout. We're going to have 2 minutes, and then I want you to come back. And then now you facilitate those conversations as we go through. Like I said, it's going to get you a better result. Now, if you, so what I want you to do is this next week is find opportunities to do that virtually or physical. Another thing to consider as well, if you're going back into that office environment, is where is your office, or your desk? Where do you work? Maybe move around to the end so you can see your whole team. As you move up into the levels of management, it's good to be right in the middle of your team as a very senior leader or manager, because people can see that and you lead by example. But if you're new, if you are you just been promoted, then it's a really good idea just to distance yourself slightly and be inaccessible. And I'll talk about that in another video. If you have found any of this beneficial and you think other people could benefit, then send them the link that you got, the registration link, or link on the YouTube, and just subscribe to the channel. I'm really excited for you to get started. So I want to hear how you've been getting on, and I'll see you in the next video, in which we're going to be talking around obtaining distance, but the psychological distance.